Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and today I'm going to be showing you how to automate your farm using courseplay for Farming Simulator 2017. So let's get started. So now, first thing we're going to do is the bare basics, the simplest thing you can do. The grain transport, load at start and empty. So I'm just going to be showing you the very bare basic, the easiest thing you can do using courseplay, and we're going to build it from there. This is going to be a series on how to literally automate everything. I think I nearly have all the operations you can think of. I can use courseplay, and I'm just starting off the bare basics for everyone. So we'll just get started. And so the first thing you want to do, using the list is just loading the trailer. You want to start your course underneath the pipe. This is the way I always do it anyways, and it always works for me. So you want to start with the trailer under the pipe, you want to hit start recording courseplay, and then you want to drive to wherever it is you want to go. So wherever you want to sell your grain, any of the sell points, or if you want to transfer it, this is, I can't remember the name of the map, but it's the one with the trains in it. So I can say, well, I want to use the train to sell it, so I'm going to drive over there to where the train is, wrong one, and do it that way. So we'll just spin round, and you want to just drive over there now. Now this is one thing you want to remember: if you're going to fill it, you don't want to drive over that. If you drive over that after filling it, he'll automatically tip it there and then drive the rest of the course empty. So this is something you want to be aware of. So we'll just go round in a circle, and we'll go round here. And something you want to take note: if you're laying it on roads where there's traffic, you want to make sure you're the right side of the road. You don't do a lot of weaving to the wrong, so you don't want to do any weaving, because any traffic that comes and meets you, that's it, it stops, and the traffic will despawn, or it goes away itself and you'll keep moving, but can often lead to crashes, and it's just messy. So I'll drive down here. Now it doesn't matter, you don't have to look, because he'll work away by himself. So we'll just I always forget that is the wrong side of the road I'm driving on. So what you can do, if you do make a mistake, you can go and hit the pause button, and then hit the garbage can, the delete button, and delete your steps back. Now you don't have to be perfectly in line for when you unpause it, but you want to be in a relative distance to it, so that he join the dots, follow the breadcrumbs, and then you just swerve across then, and you just drive into where the tip point is, and you just have to drive across it. You don't have to leave any waypoints, you don't have to do any of that. It automatically knows when you drive across a tipping point that he'll do the course, and then he'll tip it there, and that's it. You complete the course, then you drive right back to your start point, and you end it just before the start point. So we go around and we just do it all nice and neat. And as I seen, if you make any mistakes, pause and delete, even if that means you take a corner just that bit tight and you crash, any mistake at all, just stop, delete what you've done, start again, because it only leads to more trouble. So, and also another thing, you could easily put 2 trailers drawn, 3 trailers drawn, all depends on how much trailers and what drawing you want to be done. So I'd always recommend, don't overlap the course if that is something you want to do. If it's something you're not going to do, well, it doesn't really matter. And also something, when as laying a course here along the headland of a field, you want to make sure that if anything's working in the field, it probably will end up colliding with the track. You might be okay, but it is something to be careful of, that it can cause problems, but it's nothing major. So then, what side? Yeah, this is the side, so I'll just swing out of here, and then you want it fairly well straight now to make sure the trailers are just there in a straight line. All you gotta do then is hit stop, and you want to say, well, I want to load wheat, or sorry, barley, and number of runs to perform is unlimited. That means he'll keep selling until it runs out, there's nothing left, and then you start your course at the first waypoint. Now if it's something that you're halfway down the course and he stops, or you had to stop him now, you want to make sure that your start course at nearest waypoint. Right? The current waypoint never really seems to do anything, but nearest waypoint, if you're not at the start, you always want to make sure you put the nearest, because otherwise he'll try to drive to the start, and he'll drive to the start like a crow flies. So he'll go through mountains, hedges, buildings, the whole lot, and he just ends up crashing. It's just not worth it. So once you've that done, then all you gotta do is say drive course, and he starts driving. So he'll drive to the start point, he stops, he'll fill up his load, and he'll go once it's full. So you can also, other things you can do, the covers, as you can see there, is set to automatic, so when he's full he'll put on a cover. You can set this deactivated, cover won't go on. While he's running through the course, I'm just going to go over some of the general stuff on about this, just to make sure you're all informed, because there's not much else to do. And then the stop at last or next trigger, if you activate that, it just means that when he tips the load he'll stop there, or when he reaches the end he'll stop, he won't continue. You get a little thing over here above the map to say that he's not right. So after that you can go to other things. Here's another settings. Your setting is turning when that's to do with the combines, for unloading off combines, so that doesn't really matter. Your turning speed, so he won't go any faster than 10 going around corners. If he's in the field he won't go past 24. The street speed is automatic, so the speed I was travelling at when recording the course, that's the speed he'll travel at. So you can change that. I used to be able to change that. It doesn't seem like it's letting me, but it was something that could be changed. Oh no, here it is. You hit maximum speed, and he'll do the maximum speed as often as he can, which isn't advisable. So it's best to stay with from recording, keep it the automatic speed, and it just leaves less problems. Yeah, you see there's where I stopped, and he's just not joining the dots right. But however, he's still making the course. You have other things. You can go here to settings, and you can click this button, and that'll bring up the map, the entire course. Otherwise you hit that and it's only the start and end point is all you see. So he goes in here now, he knows he's driving over the tipping point, and once he gets over it he'll tip the load. Yeah, he'll tip out the load, he'll drive back, fill himself up again. Everything after that there, I don't think there's anything. Yeah, there's the refuel at gas station, so if he passes a refill point to refuel with diesel, he will refuel always. You can change it if it's below 20%, he'll refuel. Is there anything else? Beacons, you can change beacons on street and hazards. Beacons lights always on. So there's all different settings to do with lights on that. Never turn on. So it's all up to whatever you want. And then open HUD is right click. And then driving settings, load, unload, offset, verticals. These are all to do with just the offsetting of courses and that. It's nothing really to be concerning about at this stage. It's more for when you get into advanced, when you're picking up silage with a trailed harvester, or something that's skeways, wrapping bales, anything like that, where you're operating is a different width to the tractor, or you're using two machines to cultivate a field. That's where that comes in. But after that, that's really it. There's nothing else to go through on this. So as I was saying, this is to be the start of a new series on how to automate your farm, and I nearly can do everything bar cut down trees, and the transporting the trees is also pretty tricky. After that, baling, mowing, rowing, tedding, spreading slurry, using overloader, drawing silage, everything. You can literally do everything you want using courseplay. And that's it. He keeps going there, fills, unloads, fills, unloads, fills, unloads. That's really it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. If you have any suggestions on anything I should do or anything I should do better, please let me know. That is it from me. Good luck.